Jonathan Swift does not end Gulliver's travel with wonder, he ends it with disgust. Not disgust for animals, but for human beings. Today, we are brainstorming part 4 of Gulliver's travel, the voyage to the land of the Winhams, the darkest, most settling, most unsettling, and most philosophically dangerous part of the book. This is the section where Swift stops laughing at us and starts holding a mirror so close that it burns. Gulliver reaches a land ruled by Houyhnhnms, rational, calm speaking horses. Human exist there too, but as yahoos, filthy, violent, greedy creatures. Over time, Gulliver learns the language of the Houyhnhnms, rejects human society, begins to hate his own species, and finally, when he returns to England, he cannot tolerate the smell, voice, or presence of humans, including his family. This is not an adventure story anymore. This is philosophical exile. Section 1, The Shock of Inversion, Horses as Masters, Humans as Beasts. Swift performs his most radical inversion here. Animals equals to rational, ethical, orderly, and humans is equals to irrational, violent, lust driven. The textual references are the humans are endowed by nature with a general disposition to all virtues and have no conception or idea what is evil. Meanwhile, the Yahoos, they were the most unteachable of all animals, cunning, malicious, and treacherous. This is not saying animals are superior. Swift is doing something more dangerous. He is asking, what is reason? What if reason alone ruled society? Section 2, Wyndham Society, a utopia or a cold tyranny. On the surface, Wyndham Society looks perfect. No lies, no politics, no greed, no war, no passion, no art, and no individuality. But look carefully, there are certain key disturbing elements. No word for lie because they assume a absolute rational truth. Marriage arranged purely by genetics, weak falls quietly eliminated, yahoos discussed as a problem to be solved. They had no word in their language to express lying or falsehood. This sounds ideal until you realize there is no dissent, no emotional freedom, no mercy beyond logic. Foucault, reason as a tool of control. Now, this is where Michel Foucault becomes crucial. Foucault argues modern societies don't control people through chains, but through definitions of reason, normality, and madness. Wyndham's define reason is equals to virtue, passion is equals to corruption, and emotion is equals to animality. By this logic, yahoos are not evil; they are pathologized. This is biopower before the term existed. The Houyhnhnms debate whether yahoos should be exterminated or sterilized or controlled. This mirrors eugenics, colonial anthropology, modern technocratic governance. Swift foresaw it. Section 4, Orwell's reading Swift hates humanity, not tyranny. George Orwell famously said that Swift is a misanthrope before he is a satirist. Orwell believed Swift does not trust human progress, does not believe education makes us moral, thinks civilization only refines cruelty. Orwell contrasts Swift with Enlightenment optimism and liberal humanism. For Swift, humans don't become better, they just become better at justifying evil. Section 5, Gulliver's psychological collapse. The most tragic part in part 4 of Gulliver is himself. At first, he is observer and learner, then he becomes a disciple, and finally, he is a self hating exile. There is a critical line: I began to be ashamed of my own species. This is where Swift warns us. Gulliver makes rejection of human corruption for rejection of humanity itself. This is ideological extremism. By the end, Gulliver prefers horses to people, cannot stand his wife's presence, lives in isolation. This is not enlightenment, this is psychological ruin. Section 6, is Swift proposing Houyhnhnms as ideal? No. Swift is doing something more uncomfortable. He shows reason without compassion is equals to cruelty. Passion without reason is equals to chaos. Humans are yahoos with self awareness. Houyhnhnms are gods without empathy. The balance is missing. Swift leaves us with no safe answers. Section 7, Political and Colonial Readings. Critics point out yahoos resemble how colonizers describe natives. Houyhnhnms resemble Enlightenment elites. Swift critiques colonial arrogance, scientific racism, moral superiority narratives. This anticipates British imperial ideology, technocratic governance, and modern civilizing missions. Section 8, Why Part 4 Still Haunts Us Today. We live in an algorithmic governance, data driven morality, and rational optimization of life. Questions Swift asks is who defines reason? Who gets labeled irrational? When does efficiency erase humanity? Wilhelms feel uncomfortably modern. Closing reflection. Jonathan Swift does not want you to become a Winham or remain a Yahoo. He wants you to recognize both within yourself. Satire is a glass wherein beholders do generally discover everybody's faces but their own. Part 4 is not in the end of Gulliver's journey, it is a collapse of his illusion about reason itself.